Уважаемые дамы и господа, Финлайн IBA.PRO представляет вашему вниманию главное событие вечера. 10-раундовый бой за титул чемпиона WBA Asia во втором среднем весе. Добро пожаловать в ринг. Обладатель чемпионского пояса из Узбекистана по прозвищу «Храброе сердце» Ulugbek SOBIROV.
So into the arena is Ulugbek SOBIROV, man nicknamed Braveheart from Andijan in Uzbekistan. No stranger to fighting on IBA.PRO night stages. Very spirited competitor, withering body puncher. He 22 fight professional with a record of 17 wins, 10 inside the distance and 5 defeats. He's mixed amongst the very best.
В ринг генеральный директор IBA.PRO Asia.
WBA Asia title.
Итак, добро пожаловать в золотой угол ринга из России Владимир Мирончиков.
Well, Vladimir Mironchikov was born in Sapukov in Russia, but now actually resides in Belgrade. That's why you see that Serbian flag on his graphic as he makes his way to the boxing ring. He's ringside at the World Championships in Belgrade in Serbia, what was then the Stark Arena. It's now the Belgrade Arena, when he boxed his way to the bronze medal podium, outpointed by Robbie Gonzalez, who went on to take gold in one of the best contests you could ever hope to witness at the expense of the man from Belarus at 80-kilogram light heavyweight. But into the boxing ring and of this battle for the vacant
Дамы и
WBA
господа, только что
Asia
супервайзер
Continental title
этого боя
at 76
внес корректировку в
Super
статус
middleweight in
поединка. Титул WBA Asia вакантный. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing for the WBA Asia Super Middleweight Championship. Представляю вам официальных лиц. Генеральный директор IBA.PRO Asia. Супервайзер WBA Сергей Курсанов. Судью ринга оценивают чемпионский поединок. Three judges at ringside scoring this championship bout. Ираклий Малазони, Дмитрий Болдырев и Илья Килунин. Судья хронометриста, таймкипер Татьяна Курсанова. И с ударом гонга рефери в ринге. And well, the bell rings, your refereeing judge Сергей Литвинов. Представляю вам соперников и первым боксера в черном углу. Introducing to first fighting out of the black corner. Бойцу 27 лет. Его рост 180 сантиметров, вес 75,5 килограмма. Профессиональный рекорд 17 побед, 5 поражений, 10 побед одержаны нокаутом. Ladies and gentlemen, he's 27 years old, standing 180 centimeters tall, weighing in 75.5 kilograms. His professional record, 17 victories, including 10 big wins coming by way of knockout and 5 defeats. Дамы и господа, чемпион Азии, чемпион Узбекистана, ladies and gentlemen, he's Asian champion and Uzbekistan national champion. Из Андижана, Узбекистан, приветствуйте, Ulugbek SOBIROV. Его соперник в золотом углу. His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the gold corner. Бойцу 27 лет. Его рост 185 сантиметров, вес 75,8 килограмма. Профессиональный рекорд 7 побед, ни одного поражения, 6 побед, одержаны нокаутом. Ladies and gentlemen, he's 27 years old. He stands 185 centimeters tall, weighing in 75.8 kilograms. His professional record 7 victories, including 6 big wins coming by way of knockout and no losses. Дамы и господа, он призер чемпионата мира, обладатель Кубка Европы. Ladies and gentlemen, he's world championship prize winner and European Cup honor. Из Серпухова, Россия, приветствуйте, не знающий поражений, the undefeated Vladimir Mironchikov.
Джентльмены, вы профессионалы, правила знаете, соблюдайте их, в любой ситуации защищайте себя. Пожмите руки, пора начинать, по углам. По углам.
Brief look at the tail of the tape between these two accomplished operators. Both of them weighing in inside the 76.2 kilogram limit. Contest we have in store here. So we're underway then. The vacant WBA Asia title on the line between two incredibly accomplished operators. Between boxers from Russia and Uzbekistan. Slightly taller figure wearing the white trimmed with silver and red. Vladimir MIRONCHIKOV, 27 years of age, born in Sapukov in Russia, competed for Russia until 2019. To give you an idea as to this man's ability, he was the 2019 under-22 national champion. Again, you don't make it to the top spot of the Russian national championship podium unless you know your way around the boxing ring. The year before that, he was a silver medalist in the championships, losing to Gleb Bakshi in the gold medal bout. There he sported a good right jab and, good right hand to the body and left jab to the sternum. His opponent wearing the black, launching a speculative left hook. Ulugbek SOBIROV, 17-5 in the professional ranks in his 22-fight ledger. 10 of them coming inside the distance. No stranger to appearing on IBA.PRO events. Again, because IBA.PRO bouts don't necessarily have to appear on a fighter's record if they choose for it not to do so. That is certainly the case with SOBIROV, because he fought Pavel Sasulin in April 2024 in Ufa in Russia. I know because I commentated on it, but if you go looking at the record books, you'll find no trace of that contest, and that is part of the appeal, part of the beauty of IBA.PRO boxing, because it allows accomplished operators from the 3-round format to dip their toe and test as to whether they want to compete over longer formats without the best, and it won't necessarily be applied to a boxer's record if they choose for it not to do so. But that's an idea as to how accomplished and competitive SOBIROV is. He's also been in a ring with Pavel Stolyagin, losing on unanimous verdict over 10. Dmitro Mitrofanov. You generally have to be that type of level to get the better Ulugbek SOBIROV, who was long regarded as one of the best prospects coming out of Uzbekistan, the landlocked Central Asian nation. Mironchikov, now resident in the Serbian capital of Belgrade, actually competes for on the international stage, but he's amassed a perfect record of 7-0 since making his pro debut back in September 2020. His last in the ring in December of last year.
Друзья, внимание, наш титульный партнер команды сегодня проводит розыгрыш призов. Проходите до
Some of the action from the first round. Nice right hand down to the body from Mironchikov. Right hand over the top landed by SOBIROV. So moving to the second round of this contest that is scheduled for 10. Both men really finding the range with their jab as they seek to set up your artillery. Nice jab down to the body from Sobirov. You know, he appears to be fractionally taller. Nice jab to the body from Mironchikov, because even though he appeared to be fractionally taller, Sobirov had real success with his jab upstairs. But look at that double jab, varying the height on it nicely. Mironchikov. Sobirov never too far away with his own counter lead left stick. There he looked for a left, right, left hook, but couldn't quite find the range. Again, those men tend to remain flat-footed in at ring center. Very efficient with their movement. Low-held guard being proffered by both men. Nice right hand over the top of the low-held left from Mironchikov. Beautiful use of the left hand once again. Started the attack with a jab to the body, trebled it up upstairs before looking to bring the backhand into play. Mironchikov couldn't quite find the range. Sobirov lands with a left jab to the body, countered by a left jab immediately upstairs. Sobirov digging away on the inside. Watching that booming backhand over the top. Sobirov, it was inaccurate. This is the active lead left once again from Mironchikov. To turn a right hand underneath. 2 minutes to change gone in this second round. Counter left jab is wonderful once more from Mironchikov. Sobirov landing with a flashing right hand over the top, but then turning him a merry tango. Here's Mironchikov. Standing behind his man. Out of sight and out of punching range. Wonderful left jab from both. Sobirov appears to be really stiff and authoritative. Boxers coming into contact with the ropes one of the few times in the contest. Swinging away with that overhand right. Here's Sobirov. Another high-tempo round of boxing. He's battle for the vacant WBA Asia title.
Şaşırdı beni. Nefes rostla. Nefes rostla. O kelimesi.
Şap hoş git taşı vurursa. Yoyam git, yukarı gittim.
Ha, aşı sal. Ne kare? Orada vurma yapsa. Orada boş keser. Yan git ki.
Both men competing just on the edge of range throughout. Know that any mistake is likely to be counted immediately. Again, particularly with the lead left hand, but how about that for a counter right hand over the top from Mironchikov.
Let's it all. Round 3.
So we move into the third round of a contest that is scheduled for 10. Again, the activity from both of these super middleweights, notable indeed, principle behind the lead left jab. Each man appears to have worked themselves into magnificent condition. Try and think and work an opening. Mirov dropping down to the body effectively.
Низко да уходит, навалил и подхват снизу удара.
Getting over that front foot now is Mironchikov. Step back into the breach behind the 1-2. Sobirov. Beautiful right cross on a steep downward angle from Mironchikov, scoring just above the belt line of Sobirov. Sobirov tucked up behind his high-held gloves, still snaking his gloves in between the defense of the Uzbek boxer is Mironchikov.
По шагу назад.
Still active behind that lead left is Mironchikov, and another thrusting right across the left elbow of Sobirov. Educated use of the left hand from Sobirov, because the first one was a straight jab, then he just put a little bit of a curve on the second one to turn it into a long hook, but look at the response it brings about from Mironchikov, driving his man back towards the corner, going in search of his potent right cross. Three rounds completed. The schedule 10 at 168.
Дорогие болельщики, для вас отличные новости от титульного партнера вечера компании «Финлайн». Сегодня проходит в зоне «Финлайн».
Внимательно собрано. Уходит, когда вниз головой закидывает сбоку, левой, правой. Понятно? Все, после этого вытянул. И ударчики снизу. Джебом подходишь двойным. Начни с пуза, а выйди на голову. Придет через пузо, он много пропускает удар. Понял? Да, да.
Some of the action from round number 3. Just got the sense, counter-punching of Mironchikov was just beginning to be more effective in that third round, particularly with his backhand. We move into the fourth. Vacant WBA title. Excuse me, the vacant WBA Asia title on the line. Four balls, as well as being incredibly significant to the boxers who have trained so hard to earn the opportunity, as Sobirov lands a jolting left jab in between the attempted forward foray of Mironchikov. But they also get boxers into consideration of the sanctioning body's main ranking. Of course, the 168 division has been completely blown wide open after the retirement of Terence Bud Crawford, who was a guest of honor at the recent IBA World Championship in December. Because of the splintering of belt, the WBA Super Middleweight World Champion Jose Armando Bezendi's elevated from interim champ to full champ at the start of this year, following his victory over Caleb Sweethand's Plant in May last year. Launching left hook blocked by the right glove of Mironchikov. Sobirov, to be encountered pretty effectively during the course of the third, is coming back strong behind his own lead left here in the fourth. Not too far away with that double jab attempt. That's right cross to the body a few moments ago from Mironchikov. To the backhand set up by a jab is Sobirov. Carto's burst of action here, the reddening around the right eye, Mironchikov worsening. No discernible flow of blood. The blood is being spread around his right optic. Both men searching for the body. Oh, terrific work behind the lead left from Mironchikov, and then as Sobirov was back towards the ropes, he scored with an underhanded long right uppercut to the body beneath the left elbow of Sobirov. Two-phase attack serving him very well indeed on that forward foray. Sobirov going in search of the double jab right cross, but he's not found the range with his backhand with any consistency. He's gone over the shoulder of Mironchikov. But a good response from Sobirov at the start of the round after Mironchikov enjoyed real counter-punch success in round number 3. Reaction from short and mid-range. Follow through the elbow on the attempted overhand right from Sobirov. He hasn't been too far away with that shot. He's launched it ferociously on repeated occasions.
Round номер 5.
We move into round number 5. The moment in the fourth, Sobirov was being backed towards the ropes. Pretty consistent basis in the closing stages of the round. But here, this is where the majority of this contest has been fought. In the space of center ring, there's two men seeking to circle one another. On the box expansively, flat-footed sharp shooters, very correct in their approach to the noble art. Counter right hand not too far away from Mironchikov once again. Nice left jab off the back foot from Sobirov. Stepping into his shot with that success with Mironchikov. Nice movement in the pocket from Sobirov to cause Mironchikov's attempted combination to be inaccurate. Sobirov just shaking out his arms as he sought to close the distance against Mironchikov. Beautiful combination, head and body, punctuated by that overhand right to end the cluster from Mironchikov. He really commits to that backhand on occasion, does Sobirov, but as of yet, he's not found the range with it when he's thought to put a little more pop on it. Comes in behind the left jab, pushes off the back foot, but invariably it's gone a fraction long, just a tad short. Nice defense with the right glove as Mironchikov answering the telephone. That right glove up around his ear. Defense was penetrated by a straight shot, but he comes right back with a left jab of his own. It really is wonderful to see. Most fundamental punch in the sport of boxing being used so effectively by both of these men here. Truth be told, the lead jab for both orthodox and southpaw boxers here on the stage of IBA.PRO 15 has been very effective in several of the contests. The previous bout between Ilya Popov and Nurtas Ashbenov, each of them exhibiting wonderful southpaw right jabs. Telescopic left jab to set up Piercing right cross. Laying the foundation to take out Yusuf Changalov in the 5th round of the scheduled 8. But here, contest that is scheduled for 10. Vladimir Mironchikov just edging this one. Also has 3 scoring judges ringside. There into the second half of the contest. This is an example of the lead left stick of Ulugbek SOBIROV. Both men exchanging jabs, but turning it into a two-phase attack by keeping it going. Mironchikov, nice movement in the pocket from SOBIROV. Came up looking for the left hook. Making this man miss in a bid to make him pay, but couldn't quite land the attempt to counter. So we move into the second half of this contest for the vacant WBA Asia title. Again, the titles at 168 have been split asunder. The retirement of Terence Bud Crawford. Real opportunities for emerging boxers to get themselves some hardware. The title, one of the other titles, currently held by Rio Olympian Christian Billy. Powerful come forward boxer puncher. Overhand right not too far away from SOBIROV once again, but we've been saying that on a fairly regular basis when he seeks to increase the power and get more leverage onto the shot. Just as he is fractionally off the mark when he bids to dial up the power on it. Invariably, a counter comes back from the lead left hand of Mironchikov. The 2 men exchanging jabs. This passage of the round. Good right hand to the body to end that 3-punch combination from Mironchikov. Nice double jab with good variety from SOBIROV, looking for the uppercut underneath. Thereafter,
Stop! Box.
leaping left hook was inaccurate from SOBIROV. Mironchikov, such a disciplined operator. This was a hallmark of his boxing in the 3-round format as well. Extended to that run to the bronze medal as a right hand does land from SOBIROV, but look at the response. Oh, that's a cracking right hand landed from Mironchikov. After SOBIROV landed perhaps his most potent right cross of the contest, Mironchikov securing his get back immediately and then some. Again, this patience and composure being a real hallmark of the 3-round boxing of Mironchikov, and I first saw from ringside at the 2021 Under-22 European Championships in Roseto degli Abruzzi in Italy. The organisers did a fantastic job of hosting that tournament in those lockdown conditions. Remaining wonderfully patient and disciplined here. And in a round where Ulugbek SOBIROV landed probably his best right cross of the entire contest, he was made to pay with interest. But Vladimir Mironchikov responded with an attacking cluster of his own. Competitive contest, this one. To the halfway stage, I happen to think that the man born in Russia, now representing Serbia, is leading, but there is a long way to go yet. 4 rounds remaining. Battle for the vacant WBA Asia continental crown. There was the right hand from SOBIROV. Answering back immediately. Vladimir Mironchikov with that right cross of his own. He kept the attack going to ensure that he got the better of the coming together.
Second point round.
So marked up around both eyes is Vladimir Mironchikov, but the corner have done a good job staunching the flow of blood. Indeed, there's been scarcely any blood evident from those injuries, although that close up with a cracking right cross snakes through the defenses of Mironchikov and scores for Sobirov. Double jab, head then body from Mironchikov, and then tripping out that lead left in between the high held glove of Sobirov once again. Right uppercut, left hook from Mironchikov. Wonderful accuracy with that backhand, able to guide it in between the attempted defenses of the high held glove of Sobirov. Sobirov trying to get that head movement going as he goes in search of an overhand right and left hook, but both of those shots off the mark. Beautiful use of the left hand to the body from Mironchikov. Just shaking out his arms a little bit with Sobirov. Pushing off that back foot to score with a lancing left to the body is Mironchikov. Both men have worked themselves into magnificent condition. The pace and the concentration shows no sign of dropping here at the halfway stage of this 7th round. Sobirov up on his toes, perhaps as much movement as is demonstrated all contest long, because invariably the two men have found themselves in this posture, right on the razor's edge of range, really thinking and feinting their way to their own offensive outburst. Double jab attempted by Sobirov, not too far away. Mironchikov moving counterclockwise.
Stop! Box.
Right hand attempted by Mironchikov, threatening to stray into kidney punch territory, not intentional. Sobirov was presenting a moving target as he worked to get his way into his own range inside. Scoring left jab to the body, big feint with a stamp to the front foot from Sobirov. Left right attempting from Sobirov, but again, not quite finding the range with it. He seems to put an awful lot of energy into that combination when it is inaccurate. Scores with it when he doesn't load up, and he just shoots it out with less leverage from his back foot and the shoulder. But when he tries to get a little more onto the shot, he's missed by the tiniest of margins. The small margins are what elite sport is all about, in terms of separating victors and vanquished. 7 rounds completed in what is a really skillful affair in this battle for the total WBA Continental Crown.
Передний силовой, под разными углами. Правой вовнутрь заводи туда, поглубже удар. Через переднюю руку, хорошо? Не опускай выше. Он замедлился, стоит на ногах просто.
It was a good right hand landed by Sobirov.
Просто джебом срывай, не подскоку встречай.
Fend off the left hook of Mironchikov, and then look at the combination he came back with that long right and looping left hook. Quality and evidence from both boxers through 7 completed rounds.
Box.
Well, the pace has remained pretty consistent throughout this super middleweight contest, made at 72.6 kilograms, or 168 pounds. One suspects that the onus is going to be on Ulugbek SOBIROV to try and do something different here. Because he's been in the contest every second of the way, make no mistake, as he scores with a wonderfully crisp counter left jab during the forward foray of Mironchikov. I just get the sense that he's, despite being in the contest, he's being outscored in the bout. Not enough to win the contest. So what? Oh, that's a wonderful right hand, and again a chin checker of a right cross followed thereafter, and Sobirov made to look just a little uncomfortable as his chin is checked once again. It was an unprotected target, and Mironchikov, with no discernible difference in how he let his punches go, able to find his jaw 3 times in quick succession with his own backhand. Now remember, he has got an 86% KO ratio because of his perfect ledger of 7 wins out of 7. 6 of them have come inside the distance. Facing perhaps the most accomplished opponent of his professional career today. So this is his first title opportunity as another pile-driving right cross crashes home beyond the halfway stage. And Ulugbek Sobirov made to look as uncomfortable as at any point in the contest. And again, no distress signals coming from his body language, but he just lost his boxing stance momentarily, and he was made to retreat towards the corner a few moments ago with the behind the right hand, which started his apparent difficulties. All athletes need to maintain that phlegmatic expression, that poker face, and not betray when they are in distress, particularly boxers. But in a sport that is as up close and personal as this, well, the tiniest tell can open up a world of possibilities that the opponent who recognizes that tell will seek to exploit. Prince Nazim Hamed, after his epic slugfest against Kevin Kelly in Madison Square Garden, said that when you share a contest such as that, the boxers, their souls touch. That's how close they are to one another. The right hand from Sobirov forces, the right hand from Mironchikov forces Sobirov back across the ropes. Right hand comes crashing through once again from Mironchikov. And in a really competitive contest, that perhaps the most dominant round enjoyed by one boxer over the other, and it's gone in favor, for my money, of Vladimir Mironchikov. He had repeated successes with right hands, and during one passage of the round, threatened to make Ulugbek Sobirov become just a little disorganized. But he's seen out the round, which remaining about him as he continues to assume the stall over in that black corner. A sense of urgency coming in the corner of the boxer from Uzbekistan as we take a look at some of the successes enjoyed from Vladimir Mironchikov during the course of that round. Again, we're talking margins here, because it wasn't a dominant 10-8 display. But Sobirov just made to look as uncomfortably as he has been at any point in the contest because of the backhand successes of Mironchikov. So we move into round number 9. Ulugbek Sobirov been in this every second of the way. Cracking single right. The eye-catching shot of that exchange coming from Vladimir Mironchikov. Tucking up behind high-held gloves is Sobirov, looking to explode out of that with a left hook upstairs after the final shot of the cluster from Mironchikov was a left hook to his body. Again, able to just breach the defenses with real accuracy behind his darting left jab, Mironchikov. Both boxers have used their lead hand very effectively indeed. Glove defenses catching that booming backhand, but it's still forceful enough to just send Sobirov backwards a little bit. Good right hand downstairs after the jab from Mironchikov. Sobirov answering with a jab upstairs of his own during an exchange of lead left sticks. There's another exchange once again of lead left hand, but again keeping the attack going to make it a two-phase attack, and then ending the combination with a left hook around the rear of the right glove is Mironchikov. He is attacked in that fashion. really judiciously during the course of this contest. Anytime it's been close, or on several occasions when it's been close in terms of the trade-off, Mironchikov has almost made a point of having the final word to turn the trade-off in his favor. They're seeking to get Sobirov on the back foot here now, a posture he hadn't adopted very often. Beautiful right uppercut and then a right hook as Sobirov was looking to unload. Again, just turning the screw to increase the pressure being applied is Vladimir Mironchikov. Approaching 2:20 gone in this penultimate round. Terrific work from Mironchikov once again, who is looking to walk his man down here now and tee off behind that booming backhand in the form of a cross and a hook. And Sobirov just keen to fashion a clinch as he found his back on the ropes. It's almost like a slow boiling pot where the gas is being turned up, being applied by Mironchikov. He drops down with a right hand to the body, and it's the backhand that has been the principal tormentor of Ulugbek Sobirov. Right crosses upstairs, right hooks to the body, and just playing possum. And the sound of the 10-second clapper is Sobirov standing there looking threatening, but I think he was glad to make it back to the black corner without absorbing another shot, because just slowly over the course of rounds 8 and 9, Vladimir Mironchikov has just increased the pressure, putting clear daylight for my money between he and his opponent. I thought he was edging the majority of the previous rounds as well, but in rounds 8 and 9, he really has asserted his authority with increasing dominance, principally behind the booming backhand, which has demonstrated wonderful variety and a fair amount of power as well.
Round 10, the final round.
So moving to the 10th and final round. And prior to this final 3 minutes of boxing in rounds 8 and 9, Vladimir Mironchikov slowly turned up the heat at the expense of Ulugbek Sobirov. And he looks as though he's looking to build on the momentum that he's established in the previous 6 minutes here in the 10th and final frame. Sobirov now, he's been scored upon with good effect to the body. Expansive movement demonstrated by either boxer. Sobirov looking to score with a sneaky left hook off the ropes, but Mironchikov continuing to seek to break him down to the body with those scything hooks downstairs. There's another one right on cue. Right hand around the rear of the left glove of Sobirov from Mironchikov. And again, in a contest where both men have worked themselves into optimal fighting condition at 168 pounds, 76.2 kilograms. Is Mironchikov. He's just been able to put clear daylight between himself and his opponent, because he is maintaining his shape, his punch output and precision at the halfway stage of this 10th and final round. Wonderful left hook jolts the head back of Sobirov, and he tucking up near the ropes, standing stock still, not firing back, maintaining that poker face, pokes out a left jab, but look at the price he's made to pay. And as another cracking right cross left hook slams its way home from Mironchikov. There was a response from Sobirov, but again, it's notable that he is the boxer who's keen to fashion a clinch, and I think he's just stolen a glance at the screens available here at the KSK Arena, trying to get a sense as to how long is left to make it to the final bell. And I don't wish to suggest that it's a survival mission that Ulugbek Sobirov is embarking on, because he really did compete spiritedly. But since round number 8, Vladimir Mironchikov has asserted his superiority for my money. I think he is closing out this contest in pretty commanding fashion. feinting with the jab as the counter left jab comes in from Sobirov.
Бокс.
Counter right hand over the top once again from Mironchikov. And a very good display indeed, produced by Vladimir Mironchikov. One suspects that it's going to be he who has his hand raised as the victor to remain undefeated. And in his first title opportunity, one suspects it has been a successful mission in his bid to claim the vacant WBA Asia title. Credit to Ulugbek SOBIROV, because as he always demonstrates on the IBA.PRO stage, in fantastic condition, as tough as they come, no little amount of boxing skill. In this contest, every minute of the way through the first 7 rounds, but in rounds 8, 9 and 10, I happen to think that Vladimir Mironchikov just put this into a different dimension. His right hand was really effective. Ulugbek SOBIROV, despite his best efforts, showing wonderful desire, determination and competitive spirit, never looked for a way out. But I think those final 3 rounds from Vladimir Mironchikov, putting this beyond any doubt, what is likely to be a unanimous point decision verdict returned in favor of Vladimir Mironchikov. So both boxers to center ring. Siesta on hand to present the belt, and one suspects it's going to be placed over the shoulder or around the waist of the man
По завершении главного события обратимся к судейским запискам. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the co-main event, we go to the judges' scorecards. Итак, 99, 91 дважды и 98, 92. Ladies and gentlemen, 99 to 91 twice and 98 to 92. Таким образом, единогласным решением судей одержал победу, оставаясь не знающим поражений, стал новым чемпионом WBA Asia во втором среднем весе. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous decision, still undefeated, and the new WBA Asia Super Middleweight Champion, Vladimir Mironchikov.
So Vladimir Mironchikov declared a unanimous decision victor by wide margins on the scorecards of the 3 judges, 99-91 twice and 98-92. Ulugbek SOBIROV, quick exit from the boxing ring. He no doubt bitterly disappointed. He competed spiritedly, but in those final 3 rounds, Vladimir Mironchikov putting the outcome of this contest beyond any doubt, closing the show in strong fashion. Let's hear from the man who competed for Russia until 2019 before switching to Serbia.
Это мой первый пояс WBA Asia. Очень приятно было завоевать его здесь, у вас, в Санкт-Петербурге, на этой арене. Надеюсь, еще увидимся и с новыми поясами. Всем спасибо огромное. Кто в меня верил, верит и продолжает верить. Всех очень ценю и люблю.
Владимир Мирончиков.
Питер, ради эксперимента, а чё так тихо-то? В чем дело? Где голоса? Санкт-Петербург!
So Al Siesta imploring the crowd for more encouragement and applause after the accomplishment of Vladimir Mironchikov. capitalizing on his first title opportunity to claim the vacant WBA